Hello guys, we're here today with another very awesome deck profile. We're here with some Speedroids, yes, Speedroid. So this deck came out in High Speed Riders, and it's a very good synchro deck. We are running 2 Resonators in this deck, and I'm not playing the Quasar build because I feel that just puts too much stress on the deck. You're trying to make Quasar, and so you're focusing all your energy on that, when there are a lot of good just synchros. So pretty much this is just a deck where you just, if you can't kill your opponent, if you can't make your Stardust, your Leos, your Destroyers, then you go and you make your Moonlits, you make your Clearwings, your Stardust, or you set yourself up to do a Formula Black Rose during your opponent's turn, which is honestly really good. Like, this deck is really interesting as just a synchro deck, just like straight up synchro. So we're running here 3 Quick Draw Synchros. It's a Wind Monster. You're supposed to dump like a Level 8 Jet Synchron or your Red Eye Dice. Like, an awesome hand is to open up with Begomax or Takinenborg and Double Yo-Yo or Red Eye Dice, either one of those 2 cards. So then you can use the Quick Draw, send that, summon him out. You could make a Road Warrior, or maybe, no, you'd need a Level 8 to do the Road Warrior, but you could do some really good stuff. You could make a Jet Destroyer and pop 1 card. So there's a lot of fun stuff you can do here. So Quick Draw Synchron will summon him, special summon him. Double Yo-Yo will spell summon a monster, Speedroid monster, level 3 or lower from your graveyard. Begomax, if you control no monsters, you can spell summon him out and search for Speedroid monster. If you control a Wind monster, you can spell summon this card from your hand. You can tribute him to spell summon out a Speedroid monster from your deck, a Speedroid tuner monster from your deck, but you can only spell summon Wind monsters for the rest of the turn, so that isn't the greatest play in the world. You can only make Stardust, Clearing, and your Speedroid monsters, so it's not the greatest play. 3 level leaders because you really want to see this card, and it's just great because just level leading and then just summoning off of that is just really great. Jet Synchron is and Global, well, the tuners that can summon them from the graveyard, so they're just really great to just special summon. Speedroid Red Eye Dice. If it's spell summon, you can target a Speedroid and change its level between 1 and 6. So that's really great for just setting up for plays. It makes making Trishula, it makes making Leo, Starito just really easy. Moonlit, Black Rose, all those guys really easy. Synchron Resonator, if you control a Synchro Monster. If there is a Synchro Monster on the field, so if your opponent controls one, you can spell summon this card from your hand. So it's really great. If you have that Level 8, you can just special summon him out. He's level 1 tuner, and you can just go off from there. And then to make sure our plays go through, we have 2 Galaxy Cyclones, 1 Regeki. Instead of Nodin, because I didn't want to put the stress on the extra deck, I decided to run Soul Charge instead. I am running Chicken Game, so there might not be a lot of life, but it only costs 3k, and you should have 3k. And if you do this, you should be able to set off such a field. Like, you'll be setting up a field, you'll be purposely setting up a field with a Stardust, or maybe making a Trishula, and a Clearing and or Moonlit. 3 upstarts are Monster Reborn for Speedroid monsters, which is really great to summon out your level 1 tuners, summon out non-tuners, whatever you need. Really awesome. And then you can banish it during your next turn, add Double Yo-Yo to your hand, so it just sets up for your next turns as well. Foolish Burial to send anything that we want to the graveyard, so it's just really great. Tuning, we have 5 targets, the Quick Draw Synchron and the Jet Synchron, and it sends the top card of our deck to graveyard, which can be really awesome, can make it a Heart of the Card event. You might mill a Chicken Game, you might mill a Level Leader or your tuners, so that's awesome. And then 3 Chicken Games just to make it so we're only running a 34 card deck. And this is pretty much the deck in a nutshell. It's surprising how it works. I mean, it runs the same problems with a normal Synchron deck, is that if you draw into too many non-tuners or too many tuners, or your non-tuners, if you draw into these guys, like, drawing into him isn't bad, but this can have bad hands if you draw into too many level leaders or the whatnot. But it is a fun deck, a very interesting deck. I feel Synchro Summoning is honestly the most fun type of summoning there is. XC summoning seems too serious. Fusion summoning is hard. Like, it's powerful, but it's hard. And like synchro summoning, it feels the easiest. Not necessarily the easiest, but the most fun. Like, it just seems fun to synchro summon. But for the synchro monsters, we have Star Eater, unaffected when he attacks, 32 towers, can get over towers, and just amazing. Leo cannot be targeted, so he can be a beat stick that can be annoying for your opponent, but Regeki's a thing. Trishula, because Trishula is Trishula, and he's in High Speed Riders. Road Warrior, because he can summon out our Red Eye Dice or our Jet Synchron, whichever one is good at that moment. If you have Speed Rebirth, it might be better to summon out Red Eye Dice. Junk Destroyer to pop 2 cards because he will pop up to the non-tuner monsters used for the synchro summon. And then Stardust, Clearing, and Moonlit to have as stun monsters, which is really great just to see this deck be able to play with stun monsters. We'll play with. It's really hard to how I'm trying to say this, but to use monsters as stun because I'm used to using trap cards. Black Rose to blow up the field, but most of the time you want to do this during your opponent's turn with a formula. Librarian because you can go insanely plus. Armades because it just gets over everything. Jet Warrior because it gets over everything. I really like this guy. This is the only high speed synchro running, and he's a level 5. If he attacks, he can make 2 attacks during each battle phase. At the start of the damage step, it gains 200 and it keeps that attack. So it can keep on going up. So during the second attack, it will go up to 24. During the first attack, it will go up to 22. So that can be really great just to do a whole bunch of damage. If this card is sent to graveyard, so if you synchro summon with it, you can target one of your banished Speedroid monsters, add it to your hand. That won't happen because I don't run the level 6 synchro. And Formula Synchron, you draw 1 card if he is synchro summoned, which can be really great just to have that extra draw power. And during your opponent's turn, main phase, you can synchro summon using this face-up card. Do note that Black Rose will not get effect, so if you make something like Librarian and it gets targeted by a card effect, and you chain Formula Synchron to summon out Black Rose will not get its effect, I believe. But Moonlit Rose Dragon will get its effect, so you will be able to bounce something, or you could just make a clearing, or whatever you have the availability to make. Is this a win? This is a win, so I don't think this would work. Making a Leo might not be bad because he's just a beat stick, but Wageki and Dark Hole is still a thing. You can't make these guys. Stardust you can make. So there's a lot of options you can definitely make with Formula Synchron just to really annoy your opponents. It's really great for you if they go end of main phase, go into the battle phase, you just nuke the field, or they make their normal summon, nuke the field. So that is really good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck. It's a fun deck. It's very interesting. It's kind of crazy. I like synchro summoning a lot. This is honestly just really fun. Hopefully you guys stay tuned for some more duels with this deck that will be uploaded tomorrow. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.